Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hingham Sports Tonight. I'm your host, Andrew Rubino, and today we have a very special episode. We're joined by the 4 Hingham High School varsity lacrosse captains. First off, we have Caleb Brody, a midfielder, and Pat Burke, a midfielder. Guys, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good, thanks for joining us. Congrats on the season so far, good record, 13-5. So the season's winding down, and you guys have the tournament coming up. Any reaction to who you guys might be playing in the first round?
I know they just decided to break up whoever's in our bracket this year, so we have a little bit of a different bracket than last year. I know one of the big teams will probably end up playing Situate, at least until the semifinals. Other than that, the teams we're really looking out for is going to be the same teams as always: the Medfield, Longmeadow, Winchester, Concord, Carlisle.
Yeah, the powerful teams in
Yeah.
that division. Pat, obviously last year, kind of a rough situation with the last game. You guys obviously lost in overtime. You guys want revenge, Medfield, or do you have a preference?
No, yeah, we want revenge, but at the end of the day, we just want to win, you know. So if it's Longmeadow, who we get to play, because I think how the brackets are rearranged, we could only play one of the teams. But either way, we just want to win.
Whoever you get, I'm sure you guys will be
revenge would be nice. Yes.
Yeah, understandable. How does this team compare to last year's team? I mean, you guys obviously went all the way to the D2 Eastern Mass Final. I mean, do you guys have any reaction to how it compares?
I think last year's team, we may not have been as talented individually, but the chemistry, it clicked right away. You know, we all hung off the field, did stuff together, and the chemistry was pretty easy. It was a laid-back team, so that was figured out early on. This year, I think down the line we have maybe more talent, but we're still working on putting the pieces together, you know.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with coming in into the playoffs and finding the chemistry. I mean, look at teams who've won championships, whether it be college or high school or pro. It's the right time you guys might peak. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So obviously in the beginning of the season, you guys started off I think 4 or 5-0, but then the Needham game came. You guys played really well in the first half. Second half, not so much. You guys still competed with them, but tell me how that game kind of affected the game, the games, the later games in the year.
I guess the best way to put that would just be that we got kicked in the mouth later in that game, and that's a feeling that we all remember pretty well. And it's not really a feeling that we're too interested in ever feeling again. So I mean, yeah, we've had our losses since then, but we've been working hard to win our games and not feel the way we did after that game.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because then you guys rebounded, I think, a few games later. Mm-hmm. You guys beat up on St. John's Prep, who's a talented team.
Yeah.
Pat, take me through that game. I mean, that was a good game.
Yeah, that was the first time we played a complete game. It was pretty awesome. Everyone was playing unselfish, just moving the ball. And when we play unselfish, everyone gets their goals, you know what I mean? Everyone gets in the mix. I think we had 8 people score that game.
Yeah,
so.
Scoring was all across the board. Everyone was contributing, everyone was working hard, and everyone was getting glory. So yeah, definitely a good game.
Balanced attack is the best way to go, I'm sure. I mean, with the firepower you guys have. So, Caleb, next year you'll be attending Maryland University. You excited about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And Pat, you'll be attending Avon in Connecticut?
Yeah, I'll be
Avon Old Farms, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks.
So, all right. So we have a few kind of funny questions. If you guys were going to if we had a net outside, who would have the faster shot? Caleb or Pat?
Me.
Yeah, he would.
Pat, really?
Yeah, he would.
What about a race?
He'd probably win too.
Would he really?
Yeah.
Sorry, Caleb.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. And Pat, Caleb, thanks for joining us.
Thank
you.
you.
Just keep standing there for a second, guys. Preview Black House, we can just fade to black.
Hello, and we're back with 2 of the other captains of the Hingham High School boys varsity lacrosse team. I'm joined with attackman and midfielder Matt Giarusso and defenseman Jack Orick. Guys, how you doing? Good?
Good day.
Good, how are you?
Thanks for joining us. So we were just talking with Pat and Caleb, and we were talking about how the Needham game kind of sparked you guys into some good wins, including the St. John's Prep game. Take me back to your reactions from that game. Pat was really amped up about that game.
I think it was just awesome to sort of see our offense come together as a team. I mean, before that, we'd been trying to do a lot more individual work than we probably should have, and teams with stronger defensemen were sort of shutting our top middies and attackmen down. When we went into that game, we had a lot more of a move the ball mentality, and our whole offense got good looks that way. I think we had scoring from like 7 or 8 different players throughout the game.
That's awesome.
Not only just the offense. I mean, our whole team played as a unit. Like our defense, we kept them to outside shots. We were sliding properly. It's just the first game where we like played as a complete unit.
Yeah, I was going to mention, I know you guys only let up like 5 or 6 goals,
Yeah,
so I mean that's
5
credited to the D too, as much as the offense played really well in that game. So Matt, Jack's obviously a very talented defenseman. What makes him different when you play him in practice or when you guys are messing around compared to some of the other defensemen you play against?
He just does an incredible job of sort of keeping on your hips. I mean, you'll think you can get by him, and all of a sudden he comes out with these like absurd checks. You think your stick's protected, and all of a sudden your stick's like going flying halfway across the field, and you don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Jack, with Matt, I mean he's quick. What other things can you say about Matt's game that makes him so special?
Yeah, I mean, in addition to his quickness, he's got a low center of gravity, hard to change his direction as a defender. And I mean, if you're a step off of him, he has a crank shot and just put it anywhere in the net he wants.
Yeah, you could tell by some of the highlights we've shown of you guys' games. So Matt, you played attackman and midi this year. You've obviously kind of tutored some of the underclassmen. How have they done this year with kind of taking in your advice?
We've got some awesome productivity out of some of the younger kids. I think in some of our best games are where our underclassmen have sort of stepped up and pulled a lot more weight than they should really have to. I think in St. John's Prep we had Mark O'Rourke scoring 4 goals, which was huge for us.
Wow.
That was a really big game for him. And in our most recent win, I think he had 4 or 5 again. So just being able to sort of be on the field, and I mean, you can almost not even tell which one's an upperclassman, which one's an underclassman. It sort of flows seamlessly. It's nice.
Yeah, that's awesome, especially for going forward. So Jack, you obviously play defense, and Jack Santilli is always in net for you guys. How have you seen him progress this year, and obviously going forward next year, leading the team and leading the defense?
Yeah, he's been great. He's been one of the defensive leaders along with me. I mean, one of the main aspects of being a goalie, you got to talk, and he's been doing great, communicating with the defense, helping out our younger guys, especially. We got a couple of sophomore defensemen, so he's been doing great, helping everyone out.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Matt, you'll be attending Union College next year. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm pumped. It should be awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Jack, I know University of Pennsylvania, you'll be attending. I saw they were playing Harvard. They almost snuck into the NCAA tournament. You excited to join those guys?
Yeah, it was great watching them take the Ivy League championship home. And hopefully they'll do that in the following years while I'm there too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. All right. So I just asked Caleb and Pat the same questions. Who would win a race? Who's more cat quick? Matt?
On a race, probably. me.
Definitely.
Yeah. And what about his fastest shot?
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
awesome. All right, so guys, thanks for joining us. Great episode today, guys. We're looking forward to seeing how you guys do in the D2 state tournament, and thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
That's all, folks. Make sure to check out our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel, and catch us out next week. Thanks.